In this episode of Accelerator TV, we head to Malibu to talk to toy photographer Brian McCarty about characters, concepting, and consumerism. Brought to you by Scion. Scion, what moves you? See more of Brian McCarty in Accelerator's vis-ed Special Edition, a retrospective of art and design from the pages of Accelerator magazine. Available at newsstands or online at vis-ed.net.
The shoot we did today was Michelle Valguero's character, Gary the Grenade. And we took him to Point Dume Beach and shot him against sort of Normandy-esque cliffs with, we had a live actor, a guy named Brad, who actually is an effects guy, and had him dressed up in fatigues and the old bucket helmet and that kind of thing, and had him pose as if he was throwing Gary. And then suspended the grenade, the plush grenade, from some apparatus over the camera, and we'll just Photoshop that out. So it'll look like he's flying through the air being thrown by World War II-esque characters. On average, I spend 8 hours on a photo, and it's usually obsessing over stuff that no one will ever notice. Something like this, I mean, I can get away. I could get it more or less done in 2 hours, and then spend 6 hours obsessing. When I'm starting a project, one of two things will happen. Either the artist or toy company will just send me the toy and say, go do what you want to do. What I actually prefer is working with the artist at least a little bit to talk about the character, since it's their character, their baby. They know where it would go and what it would do and where it lives, and I'm not trying to capture their world necessarily. I want to understand their character. It's about capturing the character. The initial big shots I did, or big at the time, toy shots I did were of 10 toys, but from that I made my own paper dolls, didn't really do much off-the-shelf toys, and still don't, because I always felt there was too much baggage about them. It becomes about what those toys are saying as objects rather than the vision and the characters and the story I want to tell. The next step for me, and the biggest thing I'm excited about, actually having characters built purposely for a series. Making characters that are, their sole purpose is to be subjects. And it's a way to really craft a message free of, even though I love working with other artists, but free to be completely my vision and not limited by, oh, Amanda has this great new toy coming out. Great. I'm happy for that, but I want a little bit more, I want more control. The things that really excite me about toys is the art toy movement, is the idea of using toys as a medium for artistic expression. When it comes to consumer products, it's really hard to say. A lot of the design elements of art toys, of the urban vinyl thing, are starting to show up. But it's the intention's gone. It's a style rather than an object, or rather than an art object. I was invited to participate in the Manifest Hope show curated by Yossi Surgeon. I chose an Obama toy made by a toy company called Jailbreak Toys, and decided to shoot at the National Civil Rights Museum in Memphis, which is the site of the Martin Luther King assassination. So the idea of the shot is that he's coming up the stairs, looking over, paying respect, and possibly rising to Dr. King's level. There was quite a bit of controversy over the shot when people thought too much that I was trying to make it about the assassination, trying to parallel another great black leader being in peril. And that's certainly interesting. It was not my intention. It's really about hope and learning from the past and carrying the torch. I started projects back some years ago while in Italy, and the idea was you could look at a culture through its toys, through its consumer products in a way. It's not so easy to do anymore because there aren't very many localized cultures that still make their own toys. There are wooden toys and folk stuff, but it used to be, the Soviet Union would make their toys and Italy would make their toys, and they all have a very sort of national identity built into it. Not anymore, really. It's all China. It all comes from China, every single little bit of it. It gets into interesting areas where it can be a comment about consumer culture and about reification, the whole idea of the more obsessed we become with things, the more thing-like we are. It's what our economy and what our country's been built upon, is a certain amount of consumer culture, and consuming it's not necessarily a good or a bad thing, it's just a thing. It's worth exploring and looking at. complete and total toy junkie. I would throw a massive hissy fit in a toy store if I didn't get the toy I wanted. G.I. Joe, Transformers, Fisher-Price Little People, action people, Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, Jedi. I still have them all.